Hey you guys, what's up? Long time no talk. So if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you know that sometimes I disappear to deal with personal things, and that's exactly what happened. I know it's been a while since I've been sitting in front of a camera talking to you guys, but I felt like I couldn't come back without addressing something first, and that is something that happened a couple of months ago. And I've waited this long to talk about it for a couple of reasons. One being I wanted to know exactly how I felt about it, and two, because I was stressed and busy and all that stuff. So, I left my account with 80,000 followers. Let's talk about it. I actually wrote a whole blog post on why I left my account, so you can read that if you want. I'll put the link in the description, because I'm not going to be going that into why. But basically, the account was dead and I was so stressed out about it, it was hurting my mental health. I was constantly worried about what people were thinking about me, about what it looked like to have such a low follower to engagement ratio. People would always message me saying I bought followers and that I was buying all this stuff, and I didn't earn the followers I got, which is a complete lie, but I understood why they would feel that way and why they would say that, because it did look like that. That's how bad my engagement was. It looked like I had bought all of my followers. And trust me, I realized how privileged I am to have this problem. So I know this is not something that everyone can relate to, and I know it's not something that is a real life struggle at all. I just want to talk about it. And still, it was making me stressed out regardless, because Instagram was something that I invested money and a lot of my time into. I did not think walking away was an option at that point. As stupid as it sounds, it felt like I had something valuable in my hands and it was slipping through them like sand. And no matter how hard I tried to grasp it, I couldn't stop it. So as you can imagine, it was constantly in the back of my mind. It was constantly nagging at me. I was constantly bullying myself into feeling like I wasn't enough, I did something wrong along the way, I deserve this or whatever. And where I really had trouble is I put so much value into this account. What I had was an account with a relatively large number on it that I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into. Now, you could totally make the argument that 80,000 is not a lot, and I could totally see that. To some people it is, and to some people it isn't. It's really about perspective. And for me, that wasn't a lot, because I was friends with people who had a lot larger following than me. But to some of my friends, it was like I was Instagram famous, and that wasn't true, but that's still how people perceived me. The first thing I had to accept is that it wasn't real. If Instagram just was deleted, my account would be gone. If someone hacked into my account and changed everything, my account would probably be gone. What I had wasn't physical and it wasn't real, especially because it was a damaged product. Most of my followers didn't care about me because I didn't have a community, and that's my own fault. I just didn't have a relationship with a lot of those followers. And there was a point around a year ago when I realized that it wasn't gonna get better. It started all going downhill and there was no reviving my account anymore. So in March, I decided I finally wanted to delete it. It just came to me all of a sudden. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna leave this account. And it felt so good immediately. As soon as I had the idea, it felt so good to finally accept that I am done with it. I'm done with the stress. I'm done with worrying about it. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be a chore. I didn't like posting anymore because it was such a chore. So I got everything in order to switch to my personal account. I finally announced it. I finally moved over. It was like a huge weight that was lifted off of me, and I could finally breathe, and I was having fun with Instagram again. So now it's May, so it's been a couple months, and I can truly say that it was one of the harder but best decisions I've made for myself in a while. It was hard to say that I'm not gonna have this account that I worked so hard for anymore, but it was the best thing I could do for myself in the moment, and I truly stand by it. I kept up the old account, so it's still there. It has a different name. It's called Perfectly Plain now. So I'm keeping the name maidenofwarfare. That's still my main account, but it's no longer tied to the 80,000 follower account. One thing I had to kind of put my foot down on and make it clear was that this account is not a gaming account, and that was really hard for me to do because that's where I came from. I built the old account on my gaming content. So I think that's why I lost a lot of engagement, is because I did switch over from gaming to lifestyle, and that kind of ruined my engagement. But I just want it to be clear that I will no longer be doing gaming stuff just because, you know, it's not what I want to do. I'd rather spread mental health messages and talk about my life and my stories that I have and just help people in that kind of way than make gaming content, because I love gaming. I still game. I would just spent like 10 hours working on the Sims 4 achievements. I'm telling you, I still game for sure. I just didn't enjoy making gaming content as much as I do this new stuff. And I think I should do what I like because that comes through into the content, right? So I'm sorry if I disappointed some of you by not doing gaming anymore. It's just not for me. But I will always be a gamer at heart. And some of that might leak into my content, but it's not primarily for gaming, if that makes sense. On my new account, my Instagram theme doesn't limit me as much as my old one did. So I'm feeling a lot more free to post all sorts of photos that I felt like I couldn't do before. I'm not worried about likes. I'm just enjoying it. And it's honestly, I'm so much happier. In the past couple months since I've done this, I felt like it was a huge moment to reinvent myself. I got bangs and I love them. It was something I was always so afraid to do, and then I just did it. I've been thinking about my personal style, been wanting to change that around. I've just been feeling like this is a good time for change. Hopefully I'll be putting out more content soon, so tap that bell for notifications to see when I actually post. Alright guys, I love you to end, space and back. Bye.